Egypt, a civilization that has fascinated the world throughout history. Pyramids, massive temples, hieroglyphs, and countless god figures. But beyond Egypt's prominent features, there were also hidden rituals deep in the unknown. This video will take you on a journey through the mysterious rituals of ancient Egypt. These rituals were not just practices, they were spiritual ways of existence. The connections made with gods and the deceased were shaped in the delicate space between life and death. In the shadows of the pyramids and temples, the rituals performed with the intent to not only survive but also to live forever reveal the secrets of Egypt's ancient people. Egypt's past, still carried by the mysterious traces left by a once great civilization, continues to this day. Are you ready to explore? In ancient Egypt, death was not just an end. It was much more. Death was a transition. To make this transition successfully, rituals were essential. The Book of the Dead was a guide that directed the souls of the deceased. But this book wasn't just a manual for the dead. It was also a sacred text that helped the deceased connect with gods and other spirits. The people of Egypt believed that the soul had to pass a series of trials before entering Duat, the afterlife realm. The spells in the Book of the Dead protected the soul, keeping it safe from dangers and showing it the right path. One of the most important parts of the Book of the Dead was the ritual of weighing the heart. The heart would be weighed against the feather of Ma'at to see if it was pure. A pure heart guaranteed eternal life, while a heavy heart led to death and oblivion. The belief that the souls of the dead were incredibly valuable and that everything had to be perfect for their transition to the afterlife helps us understand Egypt's view on death and the beyond. Mummification was a central part of the death rituals in Egypt. The Egyptians believed that the body had to be preserved because the soul, even though it left the body, had to eventually return to it and recognize it. The mummification process was meticulous. Internal organs were removed. The body was preserved with special oils and resins. The fluids in the body were kept as symbols of immortality. During the mummification process, priests also recited spells that would help the soul recognize and return to the body. This was crucial because, in the Egyptian belief, the soul had to have contact with its earthly form to pass successfully into the afterlife. Golden masks, valuable items, and tomb walls decorated with hieroglyphs were filled with everything the deceased might need for their eternal life. Mummification was not just a funeral preparation. It was a preparation for immortality. For pharaohs, this ritual was even more important. As gods on earth, pharaohs' mummification rituals were not only vital for the pharaoh, but for the well-being of the entire nation. The gods of Egypt controlled every aspect of life. Everything depended on the will of the gods. The Egyptians conducted various rituals to connect with the gods, honor them, and please them. One of the most sacred rituals was the offerings made at temples. Temples were considered the earthly homes of the gods. Priests would offer food, drink, and incense daily to the statues of the gods, praying for prosperity and peace for the people. Especially rituals attended by the pharaohs were of great significance. The pharaohs were regarded as the representatives of both the people and the gods, and their offerings and rituals were crucial for the welfare of Egypt. The ultimate goal of temple rituals was to please the gods. If the gods were pleased, Egypt would prosper, the Nile would flood with fertility, and the people would live in peace. These rituals shaped daily life in Egypt. The significance of pleasing the gods and ensuring the flow of blessings explains much about the social structure of the civilization. The rituals of ancient Egypt did not remain in the past. Today, the ancient beliefs and rituals of Egypt still impact our lives and culture. Symbols from Egypt, like the Eye of Horus, the Ankh, and the scarab beetle, have become iconic in popular culture. They are not only historical artifacts, but also central to modern designs. The gods and rituals of Egypt influenced many different cultures, blending with other belief systems throughout history. However, the greatest impact of Egypt's rituals lies in its deep belief in death and eternal life. This belief is still one of the core elements of many cultures today. Understanding Egypt's mysterious rituals helps us not only understand the past, but also the present. These ancient traces are key elements that shape today's worldview. The rituals of ancient Egypt were not just ceremonies, they were deeply embedded beliefs. They were ways to understand life, connect with gods and spirits, and maintain the balance of the universe. These rituals were not only a means to honor the gods, but a way to ensure the continuation of life after death. The legacy of Egypt's mysterious rituals continues to intrigue and inspire us today. To uncover more secrets of this ancient world, stay tuned to our channel.